I would like to formally introduce Payal Prakash, who is the speaker for today, and I will hand over the session to her. So Payal Prakash is the Senior Business Relationship Manager for Employers at ACCA. She is one of the founding members of ACCA India Team. In her current role, she is responsible for managing some of the key accounts for ACCA in India and the employer relationships in North and East. She has done her MBA in Sales and Marketing from IIM Kolkata and graduation from Shri College of Commerce, Delhi. With over 16 years of massive experience that she has in business relationships and key account management, she has worked across industries: IT, telecom, job portals, and now education. So it's over to you. And guys, I would request you to please keep your video on, keep it an interactive session. When you have such senior people on board, you should make full use of this opportunity. And please do not have this fear of being judged, okay? So whenever you have such sessions, take this opportunity to go all out and, clarify all the doubts that you might so have. Okay, so let her present, and she'll keep the session interactive. And whatever questions you have, you can either unmute and ask when there is a Q&A session, or you can also post on the chat. Our team will be able to help you. So it's over to you, Payal.
Thank you so much, Vidisha. Thank you for setting the context so well. And I'm delighted to have all of you here today. A very good evening. And I'm sure this is a Friday evening, so we are all looking forward to the weekend. Yes. I will try and keep it as short as possible, and will, like Vidisha highlighted, let's keep it very engaging. Please keep noting down your questions or keep putting it into the chat box. We will take it up during the Q&A session towards the end after the presentation. All right. So on that note, let me just share my screen. Give me a minute, please. All right, so is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it is.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Okay, so I'm sure all of you are aware that why is it that we've gathered here today? We are going to be talking about the ACCA Career Portal. A lot of us who are already pursuing ACCA qualification, the only thing that probably comes to our mind is that what next? What do we do after we've completed the qualification? What are the opportunities that are waiting for us, right? And how is it that the corporates look at ACCA as a qualification? For those who are still to enroll for the qualification and are contemplating whether to take ACCA or not, this will be helpful to them as well, because this will help them understand that how is it that the employers are acknowledging ACCA qualification and hence recruiting ACCA students and members across the country. So before we really talk about the ACCA Career Portal itself, let's take a look at what else do we really do. We all understand that in today's time, it's not just about your practical knowledge or the theoretical knowledge that you have. It's far more than that. You need to have industry knowledge, which is very important, especially while you're sitting for an interview with a corporate. ACCA conducts a lot of research and releases reports which are very relevant to the industry. One of those researchers was on future of finance professionals. And here are some of the findings from this research. So through this research, we identified that there was 5 key drivers of change in finance and accounting industry, which was economy, environment, society, technology, and workforce. Further again, we identified that there were 7 core capabilities or skills that will be needed in future finance roles, which is again collaboration, insight, drive, ethics, expertise, digital, and sustainability. I'm sure all of you would have heard the word sustainability. It's a buzzword in any industry in today's time, right? And so is digital. Digital transformation is happening in all organizations across all industries, and it has become all the more important for us in the last 2 years due to the pandemic. Then, basis these core capabilities and the key drivers of change in the industry, there are 4 career zones that ACCA identified, which is transformation drivers, assurance providers, stakeholder reporters, and expertise analysts. So these are the 4 zones which are being identified based on the core capabilities, and they are then further categorized into different roles. So you can play a role of an advisor, an educator, a CFO, or maybe an ESG specialist, or an external auditor, or stakeholder, amongst the stakeholder reporting, you may look at an investor relations officer, a controller, or an enterprise analyst. You may work as a performance manager, a finance business partner. So there are various roles that an individual can play in a finance and accounting industry, because it is far more than we really think. Most of us in today's time think that accounting is just about audit, or accounting is just about reporting, preparing financial statements, which is not the case. There are many roles that a finance professional can play in today's time, and hence ACCA qualification becomes very important. As we go along, you will see how is it that employers are actually acknowledging the qualification. Moving ahead, we would see a short video that will talk about a tool, and then I'll talk more on that tool. Let me know if the audio is visible to you all. Audible to you all. Is it audible?
Yes, ma'am, it's
Yes,
audible.
it's audible.
Thank you.
So many destinations to explore. Sometimes the focus is getting from A to B, but other times the journey itself defines the destination. Do you know where you want to go? Are you equipped to get there? Let the ACCA Career Navigator be your guide. Whether you're an individual carving your own career path or a business developing future-ready talent, our Career Navigator equips you for long-term success. To get ready for the journey ahead, start by exploring the blend of capabilities that will give you the edge as a sustainable business and finance professional. Delve into each capability for a deeper understanding of the attributes you should have and how these evolve over different career levels. Variety of roles associated with each level. Gain valuable insight into specific roles, learn what's involved, key responsibilities, and the capabilities they require. Discover career stories from our members and find current job opportunities like these, all in one place. Access relevant learning and development to upskill and reach your goals with a clear view ahead. Alternatively, if you already know where you want to go, navigate through an area of expertise or specific role right from the start. Get inspired by exploring our career zones and see where the ACCA qualification can take you or your employees. More than 100 roles to discover, from early career to senior leadership. Be sure you're prepared for where you are today, where you plan to be in the future, and any unexpected opportunities along the way. Find your dream job or recruit the best and brightest talent by connecting with our world-leading employability site. Explore the ACCA Career Navigator. Be inspired, get equipped, and set your path to success today.
Yeah, so that was a video on ACCA Career Navigator, a tool that has been developed and designed for you to ascertain that what are the various capabilities that are required in finance industry. What are the different roles that are there? So it has some 100+ roles underneath, divided amongst various capabilities or skill sets, as you may call it. I mean, due to paucity of time, I may not be able to take you through the entire tool because it's a very exhaustive tool. But I would urge you all to please go through it and see for yourself that what are the various roles that you can perform once you've completed your ACCA qualification. Moving ahead, let's talk about the ACCA Job Board. Not sure if you are all aware that ACCA has its own career portal called jobs.accaglobal.com. In today's time, we have about 220,000 unique monthly users on the portal, which is a very big number, with about 20 lakh monthly page views, 80,000 job applications coming in a month, and about 25,000 jobs being posted every single month. So look at it. the number of jobs getting advertised on the ACCA Career Board in totality showcases that how many employers actually endorse the portal, how many employers are actually using the job board, right? Because only when employers are using the job board are they posting the jobs. So a lot of employers acknowledge ACCA qualification and are willing to hire ACCA students and members. Last year, in fact, the year that we'll be completing, 2022, we've posted over 6,000 jobs in India alone. So if you look back about 5 years back, there were only about 75 jobs being advertised from India. And today, in a span of 5 years, there are 6,000 plus jobs that are already posted on the portal. This clearly indicates how well the qualification is being recognized by companies within India. A lot of students, when I host these sessions, a lot of students come back and ask, are there job opportunities in India? Are companies actually acknowledging ACCA qualification? Do they hire ACCAs? The answer to all of these queries is yes. There are a lot of job opportunities in today's time that are available for ACCA students and members. It is not at all necessary that you have to travel out of the country to get employed, after you've done your ACCA qualification. Let's take a deeper look into these opportunities that are available with employers. So we have some of the largest employers on board with us. For example, KPMG India, EY GDS, Siemens, Intercontinental Hotel Groups. These are all big names, right? And these are, again, across different industries. It's not a specific industry which is hiring ACCAs, but ACCAs are being hired across industries. A lot of job opportunities coming from them for them across different roles. So they're being hired as a finance business partner. They're hired for roles like bookkeeping and tax specialists. They're hired for audit roles at various levels, depending upon your previous experience. They're also being hired as management trainees for client reporting at a consultant level, as a trainee, as a senior, a staff. There are different roles that are available basis your prior qualifications, basis your other qualifications, as well as the experience that you may carry. A lot of intern level, a lot of fresher level jobs are also available in the market for ACCA students. Here is a list of approved employers. So I'm sure all of you must have heard of approved employer program, right? There are over 7,500 employers which are accredited by ACCA as approved employers, where you get the benefit of PER and CPD as well once you become a member. So when you work with an approved employer as students, you're exempted from the performance objectives. You need not explain how you've achieved that performance objective. And hence, it's beneficial for all students to be working with approved employers. And once you become a member, then while working with an approved employer, you need not showcase how you've achieved your units of CPD. It's automatically approved by ACCA. So we have some of the large names with us as approved employers in India, which includes KPMG India, KPMG Global Services, EY India, and GDS. Grant Thornton, QX Global, San Martin, British Telecom, BDO India, Nivea, Electronic Arts, Protivity India, HP, which is Hewlett Packard Enterprises. So a lot of organizations are already approved within the country. Moving ahead, how is it that you really use a job portal? What do you do on it? So this is how you may use the ACCA Career Board as a job seeker. Log into the site using www.jobs.accaglobal.com. Go to the right corner where Create Account is mentioned. Click on that. Moment you click on it, it will open up this page, which will showcase whether if you're already a registered member, then you sign in. Otherwise, you create your account. The form is pretty simple. Put in your name, email ID, password, and your account gets created. Once the account is created, you set up your profile, you upload your resume. Please do note that there is a service from Top CV for free CV review. It's an excellent service and it will be beneficial for you all to go through this service because a lot of you may be first-time job seekers, right? So it's good to get our resume reviewed before actually putting it across to an employer. CV review, I recall that we've already had a session on CV review with students at Saraf. So it's, CV plays a very, very important role in the recruitment process because it talks a lot about you. So ensure that your CV is very nicely written, well crafted, and then you send it out to your employers. Once you've got your CV uploaded into the system, you may then search for various jobs on the portal. This is how you may search a job. You again go to the home page, click on find a job, put in some of the keywords. So for example, if you're very specific about the location of your job, for example, you want a job only in Delhi NCR or only in Kolkata or Bangalore, whichever location, you may put in that location. If you're looking at a specific role, maybe you're looking at a role of an auditor, you're looking at an audit profile, then you may put in the keywords. I will recommend you to keep your search as broad as possible so that it throws up more and more options. And then you may choose, look through it, and then apply to them. Please, just urging you all to apply only to relevant jobs because gone are the days when employer has time to review each and every resume. Please understand, don't think that, okay, there are 10 jobs appearing on a search page, let's tick box all 10 and just apply to them. Employer will get back to you. No. Do not apply to irrelevant jobs. Do not apply to jobs which do not match your profile or which does not match your experience. Apply to jobs only where your experience or your profile is relevant. It helps in getting shortlisted sooner. If you have to apply for a job, so you've searched a job, you see 10 responses there, you see various JDs, one line short summary. If it interests you, you click on that job. So for example, if Assistant Manager Corporate Finance interests you, click on this. Once you click on this, this is how it will open up. Apply for that job. And that is how you get your resume into the employer's inbox. All right. There is another way of applying or getting noticed by employers, which is keep updating your resume in your account so that when an employer comes and they search for the data, they search our database, then at least they get the most relevant and updated profile for you. So there is one way of applying to jobs, and the second is an employer actually looking for your resume on the portal and then reaching out to you. So ensure that your profile is updated in the career portal at any given point in time. Further, what else does ACCA Career Portal provide you? So getting placed or looking for jobs is one thing, but at the same time, it's very important to have the right skills, right? We talk about employability a lot. You would have come across this term employability through various seminars that ACCA holds, and even from corporates or other resources, right? So what does employability means? Employability actually includes two words. It's employment plus ability. There are job opportunities, you may apply to them, but you also need to develop on your skills in order to be able to apply to these jobs. So ACCA Career Portal helps you with that as well. If you go to career advice section on the career portal, which is here, you will see a lot of resources there, which will talk about, interview skills, which will talk about CV writing, how to prepare a cover letter, some case studies. Lot of material is available here. I will again urge all of you to please make use of these resources, go through them as and when required to keep yourself abreast of times and abreast of what more can you do when you're part of the recruitment process? It is all available to you. It's just about you consuming it and making the most of it. I hope I am not rushing in and you're able to follow what I'm trying to say.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, great. Moving ahead, another very important source of recruitment is the ACCA Virtual Career Fair. I'm sure a lot of you would have already heard about it. It is an annual event that is usually conducted somewhere in between July to September, October. Last virtual career was conducted on 29th of September 2021, where we saw about 3,200 attendees, which is 3,200 students and members attending the event and applying to various jobs. There were 1,750 plus jobs that were posted on that platform. It's just a one-day virtual fair where there are employers. So last time we had about 22 employers who participated and were looking at applicants. So it's a great platform to reach out to employers, to see what are these employers doing, what kind of profiles are they hiring for, and also interact with the employer representatives from these companies. So again, please do keep yourself updated through the emails that comes into you from ACCA, where we are talking about various events, various recruitment drives that we do, so that you're able to apply to them and reach out to employers. Now, with this, we come to the end of our presentation. And the last thing that I would like to share with you is that ACCA has a lot of resources available. We have ACCA apps that are available on the Android Play Store, which are called Student Accountant, Accountancy Futures Magazine, Professional Insights, and the AB Magazine. All of these are available as applications for mobile phones. Do download them and consume this content. This is all very relevant content, can come in very handy while you're applying for jobs, sitting for an interview, or having a discussion with anyone in the industry. It just adds a lot of value. Professional insights is what I spoke about. That is the research. So we do a lot of research reports which come under professional insights. Okay, now I am done with the presentation, and I would request you all to please, you may unmute yourself and ask your questions. Divya, do we have any questions in the chat box?
While as of now, there is no questions.
Okay. So
We
then,
are just waiting. We are just waiting for the participants to ask after unmuting themselves.
All right, great.
Yeah.
Yes, Ayush, please go ahead.
Good evening, ma'am. Hope you're doing good. So, ma'am, my question is like for an ACCA student, ma'am, like what is the correct time to start applying for a job? Like currently, I'm at the skills level, ma'am, and I have cleared 3 papers, ma'am. So, what is the correct time that I should be started? Like I should be looking for a job, because, ma'am, I have been visiting the ACCA portal, like you have shown in your slides, ma'am. So I have been visiting the portals, ma'am, but there are like a very few, ma'am, jobs available at entry level, ma'am. So what can we do, and what is the step that you would suggest, ma'am?
Sure. Thank you, Ayush. Very, very relevant and pertinent question. So you may apply to vacancies as and when they come. There are organizations who are looking at hiring interns, who are looking at hiring trainees. They are willing to recruit ACCAs, ACCA students, with a similar profile, like you just said, that about 3 or 4 papers cleared. There are a lot of organizations who are okay to hire that kind of profile as well. Those will be entry-level jobs in an organization. And I am not sure why you were saying that these profiles are less, because there are, in fact, a lot of organizations do hire trainees and those positions keep coming in. It's just that you may see it as less because what happens is that, so for example, EYJDS, they hire a lot of associate level or staff level people. And last year itself, they had about 1,500 positions at a staff level across the country, not just in Delhi, NCR or Kolkata, but across the country. Right, which is a very good number. However, you will not see 1,500 anywhere. You will only see single job posting, though there may be as many openings that are there. So even if there are 5 such jobs that are being advertised on the career portal, please go through them, review them, and apply to those vacancies.
Ma'am, the fact is that like I'm pursuing ACCA, like I've done my graduation, I'm pursuing ACCA. So there are other requirements as well. Like suppose they require a minimum of 60%. So I have not got 60% marks in my graduation. So so ma'am, there are other requirements as well that they ask for. So that there's a step back in that regard, that if I can apply for them jobs or not.
So Ayush, what I will recommend in that case is that if you've already completed your graduation, even if you don't meet that 60% mark, you may still go ahead and apply, and let's see if the employer responds to you.
Okay.
Okay, because what happens is that though some of the employers may say that we want only a person who has got 60% marks in graduation, but they're not so stringent about it. If not 60, even if a 55% is there and your profile is very good, they may consider you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
All right.
Yes,
Good
ma'am.
luck.
Thank you, ma'am.
I see some other question coming up as well. Pranvi has said, what all are the skills that we require to enhance to get a good job? Pranvi, that's a very, very, what do I say? It's going to be a very long discussion. A lot of skills that an employer wants in today's time. It's no more about theoretical knowledge, which any employer is looking at. You need to have that practical knowledge, which I'm sure you would have gained while you're pursuing the ACCA qualification. You would have gained knowledge across all aspects of finance and accounting as well, because you would have cleared those 13 papers when you apply for a job. In addition to this, what I would request is that go through the career navigator, see the skills that are being highlighted there, see the competencies that are being highlighted there, and then try and develop yourself on that. Organizations are looking at digital transformation. There is so much around AI, automation, robotics, cryptocurrency, machine learning. Understand these terms, get knowledge on these terms, so that even if you don't have to use it in your work profile, but when you are conversing with an interviewer, you can put across these words and they work as wonders during the interview. Yes, it shows that you're knowledgeable. It shows that you keep yourself updated on the current topics. Yeah, I hope that answers your question, Pranvi. Okay, Surbhi has written, I am new to ACCA core skill level and already applied to Accenture, not from job portal. So what would be the various points on which employer doesn't hire an ACCA student? Surbhi, very difficult for me to say that what are the points on which an employer will not hire an ACCA student. I really don't think that there will be any such thing. See, qualification helps you get employability, get employed, right? On your profile, when you say that you're an ACCA student or a member, it clearly indicates to the employer that you have those relevant skills or are willing to update yourself with the skills that they may want in a finance and accounting profile. But other than these skills, like I highlighted right in the beginning, you need to have some basic industry knowledge. You need to have a good resume. You need to have the right interview skills as well while appearing for an interview. And these are all add-ons, right? When you are interacting with an employer, and that is what helps you get recruited. Very difficult for me to say that why wouldn't you get recruited? There could be 10,000 things. The most simple being that a recruiter may be looking at hiring somebody who's cleared all 13 papers and you've not done that. Hence, they may not hire you. These are very specific requirements. There may be companies who are looking at hiring only affiliates, not a student. So even if you are one paper short of it, they may or may not recruit you. Yeah. Hence, I highlighted, please do go through the JDs very clearly. It's a normal psyche that all of us may have, that okay, let me apply. Employer may come back to me. Let me get a chance. There is no harm. But what are we actually doing? We are in turn increasing the number of applications that are going to an employer, increasing their workload and not getting noticed. When we start applying to relevant jobs, our chances of getting noticed are much, much higher. Yeah.
Hi, ma'am.
Yes. Hi, Maharnava.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes. Have I pronounced your name correctly?
Yeah, ma'am, it's correct. Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Ma'am, I have completed my graduation in the year 2018, and then I entered into CA field. And then I have done my articleship, which is completed, and I have completed my 3 years of articleship by August 2021. Right now, when I have completed 8 papers of ACCA, the audit is paper which is left for me in the skill level. Right now, I'm applying for jobs. But when there comes the criteria of like entry level, minimum of 3 years, minimum of 2 years of experience, like 3 years of articleship, will it be converted into PER if I go through the ACCA portal now? And
it will be. Sorry, I missed. How many papers have you cleared?
I have cleared 8 papers.
8 papers. So, which means, and you would have got certain exemptions as well, no?
Yeah, I have got 4 exemptions from my graduation. I have got taxation from my CA, and I have completed 3 papers.
So that means you cleared your 8 papers. Okay.
Yeah.
So since you already have completed your articleship of 3 years, these 3 years of articleship will get accounted towards your PER, provided the firm approves PER. So what happens in PER is that you know the process, right? That you have to go to ACCA portal, submit PER, details of your employment, and then it has to get approved by employer, right? So if the firm approves your employment, then this can be counted as your PER, and this will be shown as 3 years of work experience when you're applying to jobs.
Okay, because when it comes to CMM, the articleship is not counted as work experience; it's just counted like apprenticeship.
That's the difference between CA and ACCA. Also, it may vary from an organization to organization. So some organizations who may probably be looking at a member profile with say 5 years of experience, so they may or may not have the requirement of 5 years post qualification, which is after becoming a member, right? So whenever they say post qualification, then they want after membership. But if they say just say, for example, an ACCA student with 0 to 2 years of experience, you may very well apply for it.
Okay, means, but I haven't converted it into PER yet.
Which is fine. So PER is for ACCA to give you membership status. It is not for employers.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And while filing the forms, I used to come across through different categories, like the level, what's the level of your education, like ACCA, which I'm doing. Is it graduation? Is it post graduation? Is it higher diploma? Then what do I fill in those forms now? Like what is it equivalent to ACCA? Only in KPMG, where I have found there's a separate option, it's written as ACCA pursuing. Others, okay, it's not mentioned as ACCA. It's mentioned like the level of the degree of education which you are going through. Then
professional qualification, is that there as an option?
No, ma'am. It was
what are the options?
Various means like websites, various companies have different, but the common which I have found one is like graduation, post graduation, higher diploma, postgraduate diploma, doctorate, and all those are the which I have gone through now.
So maybe you can put it under higher diploma.
Okay.
Higher education diploma, or something on those lines, because see, ACCA is a professional qualification, so it does not come under graduation or post graduation. It is higher qualification, or it is professional qualification if it's there in any of your forms. Yeah.
So right now, if I am searching for jobs, which I am actually, so I'll be going for only those BCom graduate jobs, right, ma'am?
No. So BCom graduate plus ACCA student. You also have 3 years of experience with you, right?
Those articles in yeah, ma'am.
So it will be BCom plus ACCA student. There are many opportunities that are coming in. Are you based out of Kolkata itself?
I have moved to Delhi, ma'am.
You moved to Delhi. Okay, so there are various opportunities that are available here. It will be helpful for you to look at ACCA career portal and see what are the opportunities that are listed.
Okay, actually I'm applying, ma'am, but the CVs are not getting shortlisted. And then for when I have contacted those references which I have, like in Accenture only, then they were like telling me that it means like I have to again freshly apply only after 6 months of applying for this post right now. It's like I am not getting calls for interview only. It's like the CV isn't getting shortlisted. Even
Whenever, because sorry, that is because there are so many applications that are coming to an employer. It's difficult for them to actually respond to each and every application. So what happens is, typically, say for example, they posted the job of a trainee. They've got 1,000 applications. They will review one. They will take time to review those 1,000 applications, and only to the shortlisted candidates will they go back and tell them, right? So could be that those profiles did not match you, did not match your profile, or could be that the interviewer or the employer is still reviewing all the applications that have come in. Yeah.
okay.
Asmita, you're trying to come in. Asmita,
Yes.
please go ahead.
Yes, I mean, I can listen.
Do we have more questions? Asmita, do you have a question?
No.
Okay, I thought you do. Do you mind muting yourself, please? Thank you. Any other questions, guys? Please feel free to ask anything that you have in mind. Let's make the most of this opportunity and get all your queries answered. Employability is close to all of us, and it's really, really important to do it right. So please have your resumes rightly drafted. In case you need help, I recall that there was a session that was done by Sonali from Intercontinental Hotel Group on CV writing. It was a very, very good session. I hope you did get some takeaways from that and have drafted your resume well. In case you still need help, please make use of top CV services which are available on the ACCA career portal as well. Be updated on the jobs that are getting listed on the portal. Every single day there are job opportunities that are getting highlighted for various roles, various positions across the country, not just in one specific location. There was some position that I spoke about which were only for Delhi NCR mostly, but there are various opportunities coming in for Kolkata, for Bangalore, Hyderabad, all across the country. So please be mindful of all of that and keep yourself updated. Do participate in the virtual career fairs as and when it happens. There are a lot of bespoke events also that we do. So these initiatives are being undertaken only for you all, so that you get jobs of your choice at a place where you want. So we are providing you all of those tools. Now it's up to you all. How do you make the most of those tools? Yes.
So there is a question.
Yeah, just
Surbi.
taking it out. Is there any, sorry, missed that. Is there any resource from where we can verify PER approved employers? So Surbi, there is an approved employer directory that is available on our website, on the ACCA Global website. You may take a look at it and do a search for India. You will see all the approved employers which are there in India. That may help you. Divya, may I request you to put in a link for that as well? Approved employers directory for India. Thank you. Oh, another question from Prab Simran. I am currently attempting skill level exams, have cleared 7 exams. Okay, I have no experience. What do you suggest? Should I start searching for jobs right now, or should wait and clear all? So choice is totally yours. There are opportunities which are available for students as well. So in case you've completed your graduation, see, currently the bare minimum requirement of any corporate is that they want graduates. So you should have completed your graduation to apply to these jobs. So if you've completed your graduation, and are currently pursuing ACCA qualification, you can still go through it. You can still apply to jobs. So it's a personal choice whether you want to get employed while you are doing the qualification or want to do it after completing your qualification. Entirely up to you guys. Should we, apart from directly, do others also get approved? Should we? Yes. So, the approved employers, there are approved employer again increases from time to time. Any employer who provides learning and development opportunities to their organizations can become an approved employer. So we keep adding it to the list. In case you're already working with an organization and that organization is not an approved employer, you want them to become an approved employer, you may ask your HR or you may connect us with your HR and we'll be more than happy to get them on board. Divya, who's also a part of this session, is based out of Kolkata and he manages a relationship with Saraf. So you may drop in a mail to him, maybe connect with people at Saraf Academy, share the details of your employer, then connect, share it with Divya, and then we'll take it up with the employer. Surbhi, did I answer it correctly, or were you looking at some other information? Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Yes, Ayush, please go ahead.
Ma'am, so basically I was asking, ma'am, are there any keywords or ma'am specific words that an employer is looking for? Like suppose I'm applying for an audit job or an assurance job, ma'am. So are there any keywords that an employer is looking for in our CV or maybe in our write-up? Like yeah. So are there any keywords from that an employer is looking for?
Not really, Ayush. Just mention your skills, say that you've done, if you've completed only few papers of ACCA, highlight that which all papers have you completed, what is the knowledge that you carry. So highlight that clearly in your resume.
Okay, ma'am. So ma'am, I've also got experience of 3 years, ma'am. So previously I was working in a company, but then my job profile was not like, I'm currently looking for jobs in the auditing portal or maybe in an analyst, as an analyst role, ma'am. But then I had an experience of working as an operations manager in a previous company. So basically what I was doing was I was handling all the operations and all other part of the company, ma'am. So switching like jobs from that end to this end, ma'am, this is getting a lot difficult, ma'am. In that,
I don't think it should be as difficult because you're already pursuing ACCA qualification, right?
Yes,
so which is a finance and accounting qualification. It does teach you the right skills for an audit and insurance profile. So in such a scenario, it is best that you don't showcase or talk much about your operations role, but you focus more or elaborate more on your current skill set, on the profile, on the qualification that you're pursuing, and show your knowledge basis that.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Maharwana has said, 1 second. Approval are to be done after becoming an affiliate or can do it while I'm pursuing ACCA only, like now itself. Approval for what? Sorry, didn't get your question.
Payal, it's PER. PER approval.
No, PER approval, we usually recommend you get your PER sign off done either when you complete your qualification or when you are leaving the organization. Because if you do it now, you will every few months you will have to send it out for approval. So it's better that either you do it while leaving the organization or once you've done your qualification.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Any of you, any other question that you may have?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good
evening. For jobs in the audit profile, do I have to appear for the APA, AAA paper, ma'am, as professional level?
Nikhil, it's not mandatory, but it is recommended because if you want to take audit and insurance profile and you take AAA paper, you understand audit much better. You understand the length and breadth of it. So it's advisable to take up audit. but it's not mandatory. Even a lot of students who are currently working with the Big Fours, a lot of times they don't take AAA paper because it is by far a difficult paper for people who are currently in audit role as well. So in
I also have the knowledge of CA, ma'am, CA final accounts audit.
Excellent, excellent. Then you may leave that. You may take up any other paper. Yeah. Any other questions? What about the BSc and the MSc course? Again, both of those certifications are very relevant. They add a lot of skills to you. You don't have to give any new paper, just need to submit a dissertation report to the university and you get the certifications. You know, it's when I interact with the students who are yet to come on board, I always guide them. Just imagine after 2 years, you will have an ACCA membership, you will have a BSc with you and an MSc, and all three are global qualifications, you know. Oxford Brookes University, University of London, both of them are so well recognized across the globe. All organizations know these. So you'll have 3 certifications with you. Can you imagine how will it look on your resume? Today is a time of learning. You know, it is such a competitive world. At times, we don't realize it while we are working in an organization or while we are still students and have not tasted the corporate life, but it's a very competitive world. You may have 2 certificates. The other applicant who's coming in may have 6 certificates on their profile. Just imagine whom will the employer call? Of course, the first bet will be on the person who has 6 certificates, right? And relevant qualifications. So if ACCA is providing you an opportunity to do a BSc and an MSc as well, go for it. It will be helpful to you all. Yeah. All right. So we are almost close to the time. I will now.
Last question, ma'am.
Yes.
My question is not related to career, ma'am. Ma'am, I recently received a mail from ACCA that from September 22 that 20 marks will be awarded for professional skill. What is that, ma'am? I didn't get that.
I didn't understand your question, Nikhil.
Ma'am, from September 22, professional level paper, ma'am, they will award 20 marks for professional skills, which are demonstrated throughout the exam. Ma'am, what will be for, ma'am, that?
Nikhil, I will have to get back to you on that with more details. Maybe you can drop in a mail to Dibya and then we'll revert to you on it.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Vidisha, over to you, please.
Thank you everybody. Thank you Payal for that wonderful session, and thank you students for such an engaging experience. I think I'm sure, I mean, you must have been benefited and you must have gotten your doubts clarified by Payal. So we are going to leave for today by thanking Payal for her valuable time and her input. If there's anyone who wants to ask any question, this is your last bet, your last chance. Anybody wanting to ask a question to Payal?
I think Georgette has asked a question.
Okay, on the chat.
Let me take that up. What if a person already holds an undergrad degree? Would it make sense to get the BSc? Georgette, this is again up to a student. If you want an additional qualification to be visible on your resume, you want to acquire that skill set, because this BSc is in finance and accounting. It is not a commerce qualification. It is again very relevant to finance and accounting. So I will recommend that if you're willing, go ahead for the BSc as well, because you only need to submit a dissertation report, and the fees to it is also very subsidized. So go ahead for that, please.
So we hear Prabhi Simran Kaur. So you're asking, ma'am, is there a way we can contact you? Yes, you can mail us your, your doubts at classes@saraf.academy, because we are going to be constantly in touch with Payal. We'll call her for a few other sessions as well. So we'll route your question to Payal and give you a response. So you can, in the subject, mention this call, this particular question is for Payal Prakash, and we'll get you the answer. I hope that answers. Anybody else? All right. I think we have no more questions. So Payal, thank you so much for your time and your input. And thank you so much, students, for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Vidisha. It was a pleasure connecting with the students, and a big thank you to all of you for being patient, listening to me through the session on a Friday evening. Have a good weekend, enjoy yourself, and please do keep reviewing the portal as and when you look forward to applying for jobs. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.